Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Eric with AfterBuzz TV, and today we're going to be talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, Book 2, Chapter 20, The Crossroads of Destiny. First things first, I love this episode. I think it is such a solid episode for them to go out to at the end of their second season. Parts that I like most about this episode, though, is the character development and the character building. It's crazy for me to think that this is the second season finale, and there's still so much room for all these characters to grow and develop. Biggest highlight of the episode for me, though, definitely Zuko and the arc that he's been going on the entire season, and how it mostly just ends in this episode. Whole season has been a redemption arc story for Zuko, and I loved that so much. Honestly, I think he's the character that has the most depth on this show, and I think it's great that this episode mostly focused on him, just teetering on the edge of going back to season 1 Zuko, which we know and we're not huge fans of, and also just trying to stay on the redemption act with the bond that he forms with Katara in this episode. It makes me so mad when Zuko talks with his sister Azula, because she knows exactly how to get into his head, and it's so frustrating to see that. It's like all season he's been trying to be a better person, and he's never had a good relationship with his sister, but all season he's been working to have a much better relationship with his uncle. He's just been more of a redeemable person and just all around nicer. And it's so frustrating that the one conversation that he has with Azula completely throws out his arc for this season. He had been stopped focusing on Aang and getting the redemption from his father and just focusing on living a happier life, and just the one conversation with Azula completely reverts him back to season 1. But his whole redemption is really shown with his conversation with Katara as well. The scene where they're talking in the cave together is arguably one of the best scenes in the entire season. The best scene in this episode for me, at least. What really brings them both together for me is that Katara and Zuko are bonding over the fact that they both lost their mother in this war. And both because of the Fire Nation, directly from Zuko's father. And it's really interesting that that's the moment that makes Katara realize, oh, you're not just an enemy to me, you're also a human who has lost as well as me. It really makes me happy that Katara is able to look at him in a different light than how she'd seen him previously. And yet, everything just goes out the window again when, of course, Azula comes back and she tells him that she needs his help fighting. You can tell Zuko's not entirely sure if he wants to help her or if he wants to be on the redeeming end still. But what do we know? That he goes directly back to joining his sister. And personally, I think that ruins so much of everything he had been working for this entire season. It just makes me so frustrated because Zuko knows that his sister is such a calculating and manipulative person, but he just lets her manipulate him still. He knows exactly what she's going for, and she knows exactly what to say to get into his head and for him to fall for her trap, and he falls for it hook, line, and sinker. It's really, really sad because he is the character that has the best arc, and it's just thrown away. I also love this episode that Aang is our main character, and he's not the focus of this episode. He's barely in it up until the end, and it's great that they pair him up with Iroh just for a little bit, because Aang is looking for advice on what he should be doing as the Avatar, talking with Iroh, whose brother wants the Avatar dead. I just think that's a really fun form of irony that you wouldn't expect, because Iroh doesn't hate Aang. There's no ill will towards him there. It's just they ended up on opposite sides of this war purely out of luck, and purely just coincidental. And it's just nice to see two people who have been against each other the whole time. Again, it's the same as Katara and Zuko. They're just having a conversation, and they see each other as people. So, this episode for me, such a great character episode, a fantastic way for season 2 to end. Really leads in for a couple different ways that season 3 can go, and I can't wait to be going back to watch this season as well. Alright, well, that's it for this review from me, guys. Once again, thanks for watching. I'm Eric with AfterBuzz TV, and I'll see you guys next time.